Hello everybody, and welcome to my SolidWorks tips and tricks. Today we will be going through some simple features. So start with New, and just go to your default and select Part. Hit OK, and this is your part. So first thing is Extruded Boss, select your plane. Be careful where you select your plane from because this is the origin of your part. Today we'll be going with top plane. We will start with a center rectangle. And then simply dimension it using your Smart Dimension tool. Close your sketch, or you can edit the dimensions. You can do it two ways. You can go to the left, or you can simply double click on the dimension. Now that we close the sketch, we add our third dimension. You can adjust it two ways, either dragging the arrow, or more accurately and preferred, entering the specified dimension, like so. You can modify your end condition, like so, but today we will just make it a blind one direction. Close feature, and now you have an extruded boss. Next, let's start with some holes. So click on your hole wizard, and these are all your different hole types within the hole wizard. All of them are very useful and powerful tools, but we'll go into some of the more complicated ones later. For now, we'll just use a simple hole, and we'll go screw clearance. Change the size of your hole here. We'll just make it for 1/4 inch loose fit. You could make a custom size, but for now we'll start with the default. There's a 3D sketch option, but we'll go into that later. For now, click the face that you want your hole to start on. I suggest going normal too. Now there are several ways to position holes. One of them is to simply place and dimension your holes, like so. Or, what I prefer to do is use sketches to define the holes. Using lines, they're a bit easier to control and add more points of contact. So I will make 2 lines, one for reference and one that will define my features. So select midpoint, press Ctrl, click on the point, and make coincident. You can see that the line is black. It means that it is fully defined. This point is not defined, but it doesn't really need to be, but we will just for good practice. So go to point, and then you can place your desired holes. So now we have 3 holes. Now let's start with the cut extrude. Once again, select the face you'd like to start on. And once again, we will be using the center rectangle function. But this time we will define our sketch by hitting Control, clicking both lines, and then making them equal. thus making a square. You can edit your dimensions like so. Exit sketch, and then you can define your end type. In this case, we will go with blind. If you turn your part, you will get a preview. Once again, you can drag and drop, but more accurately, you can enter in the dimension that you want. So now that we have our cut extrude, we need to make it look like as if it was machined. So we use a fillet, we use a 0.3, so that way a 1/2-inch cutter can cut this out. And then we click on the corners. As you can see, a preview comes up, which is really great when you're dealing with clearances and stuff. You can click on faces, but I don't really recommend it. It's kind of hard on the software. If you would like some chamfers, you access it the same way. Chamfers work a lot like fillets, except for you can control the angle. Once again, click on the corners that you wish. You can click on faces, but once again, I don't really recommend it. Though it's faster, it's harder to control and harder on the software later on. Now, as you can see, you can adjust the angles, but you need to be very careful. As you can see, each line has its own direction of cut. For now, we'll switch back to 45 degrees so they're all even.